next few minutes, you'll experience 3 powerful shifts that will completely change how you fall asleep. First, you'll learn to recognize the difference between helpful thoughts and mental noise. Then, you'll discover the gentle art of surrendering control without feeling helpless. Finally, you'll practice a simple technique that allows universal wisdom to guide you into deep, healing rest. By the end of this meditation, you'll have a new relationship with both sleep and trust that will serve you for years to come. Your mind starts racing the moment your head hits the pillow. Sound familiar? You close your eyes, ready for rest, and suddenly your brain lights up like a busy highway at rush hour. Tomorrow's meeting replays in your thoughts. That conversation from 3 days ago surfaces again. Your grocery list appears. Bills you need to pay march through your awareness. It's as if your mind waits for the exact moment you want quiet to begin its loudest performance. This happens because your brain thinks it's protecting you. During the day, you stay busy moving from task to task. Your mind doesn't get space to process everything that happened. When you finally lie down and everything gets quiet, your brain sees this as the perfect time to sort through the day's events. It wants to solve problems, plan ahead, and make sure you're prepared for whatever comes next. Your mind believes it's being helpful, but it's actually keeping you awake when you need rest most. Here's what many people don't understand. There's a real difference between thoughts that serve you and mental noise that just creates stress. Helpful thoughts move you towards solutions or give you useful information. They feel purposeful, even if they're uncomfortable. Mental noise, on the other hand, just spins in circles. It replays the same worries without offering any new insights. It asks the same questions over and over without finding answers. Picture this internal struggle that happens each night. You want to sleep, but your mind wants to work. You try to push thoughts away, but they bounce back stronger. You tell yourself to stop thinking, which only makes you think more about not thinking. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The harder you push, the more it wants to pop back up. Maybe your thoughts sound like this. Did I lock the front door? I think I did, but what if I didn't? I should get up and check. No, I definitely locked it. But what if someone tries to break in? I should have gotten that security system. Why didn't I call them back today? Now I have to remember to call tomorrow. What else did I forget to do? Or perhaps they go like this. I can't believe I said that in the meeting. Everyone probably thinks I'm stupid. I should have prepared better. Why do I always do this? Tomorrow I need to send that follow-up email. What should I say? I don't want to sound desperate, but I need to fix this somehow. Your nervous system gets confused by these racing thoughts. It can't tell the difference between real danger and imagined problems. When your mind churns with worries. Your body thinks something threatening is happening right now. Your heart rate stays up. Your muscles hold tension. Your breathing stays shallow. These are all signals that tell your brain to stay alert instead of moving towards sleep. Fighting these thoughts only gives them more power. When you try to force them away, you're actually paying more attention to them. It's like someone telling you not to think about a pink elephant. Suddenly, that's all you can picture. The more energy you put into battling your thoughts, the stronger they become. Your mind isn't trying to torture you. It's genuinely attempting to keep you safe and prepared. It scans for problems because it wants to protect you. It reviews conversations because it wants to help you do better next time. It makes lists because it doesn't want you to forget important things. Understanding this can help you feel less frustrated with your busy brain. The first shift you can make is learning to recognize which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones are just noise. Helpful thoughts usually come with a sense of clarity or purpose. They might not feel comfortable, but they move you forward somehow. Mental noise feels sticky and repetitive. It loops without progress. It creates tension without solutions. When you can tell the difference, you don't have to fight every thought that appears. You can acknowledge the helpful ones and let the noisy ones pass by like clouds in the sky. This recognition alone begins to calm your nervous system and prepare your body for rest. But there's something deeper happening here that goes beyond just busy thoughts. Often, the real reason your mind races at bedtime connects to a much bigger pattern of how you move through your days. What if the reason you can't sleep is because you're trying to carry the whole world? Think about your typical day for a moment. You wake up already making mental lists. You check your phone and immediately start managing everyone else's needs. You rush through tasks while planning the next 5 things you need to handle. You respond to messages while thinking about dinner, while remembering you need to call your mom. By the time evening arrives, your nervous system has been in management mode for 15 hours straight. This constant need to control everything creates tension that lives deep in your body. Your shoulders carry the weight of tomorrow's presentation. Your jaw holds the stress of that difficult conversation you need to have. Your breath stays shallow because you're always ready to jump into action. When you finally lie down at night, your body doesn't know how to switch from manager mode to rest mode. Here's the surprising connection many people miss. The more you try to control during the day, the more restless your nights become. Your brain gets trained to stay alert and problem solve constantly. When bedtime arrives, it doesn't understand why you suddenly wanted to stop working. It's like asking a race car driver to immediately shift into park while going 60 miles per hour. Small daily worries stack up like papers on a desk. That email you need to send, the appointment you should schedule, project deadline approaching, the friend who seemed upset. Each worry feels manageable on its own, but together they create a mountain of mental pressure. By bedtime, you're carrying dozens of these small concerns, and they all want your attention at once. Your body responds to this mental load in very real ways. When you hold on to control, your muscles tighten, your heart rate stays slightly elevated, your breathing becomes quick and shallow. These physical changes send signals to your brain that something needs your attention. Your nervous system interprets this tension as a sign to stay awake and alert. There's an important difference between being responsible and trying to control outcomes. Being responsible means you do your part well. You show up, you make good choices, you handle what's truly yours to handle. Trying to control outcomes means you want to dictate how everything turns out. You want to manage other people's reactions. You want to prevent all possible problems. You want to guarantee certain results. Notice where this tension lives in your body right now. Let your attention move to your shoulders. Are they pulled up towards your ears? Check your jaw. Are you clenching it without realizing? Feel your breath. Is it shallow and quick or deep and slow? These physical signs show you how much you're trying to carry. When you over-control, your whole system stays on high alert. Your body thinks there's danger coming because you're acting like everything depends on your constant vigilance. This makes perfect sense from your nervous system's perspective. If you're always worried and managing and planning, there must be threats everywhere that need watching. Surrender doesn't mean you become careless or lazy. It doesn't mean you stop trying or give up on your goals. Real surrender means you do your best and then release your grip on the outcome. You plant seeds and water them, but you don't try to control how fast they grow. You have the conversation that needs having, but you don't try to control how the other person responds. Think of surrender as putting down a heavy backpack you've been carrying all day. The backpack served a purpose while you were hiking, but now you're home and safe. You don't need to carry it into your bedroom. You can set it down and let your shoulders relax. Your body can finally rest. The second shift you can make is learning to release control without feeling helpless. This isn't about becoming passive or uncaring. It's about recognizing where your power truly lies and where it doesn't. You have power over your actions, your responses, your choices. You don't have power over outcomes, other people's reactions, or future events. Letting go of control is actually a form of strength. It takes courage to admit you can't manage everything. It takes wisdom to recognize the limits of your influence. When you stop trying to carry the whole world, you free up enormous amounts of energy that can flow toward rest, healing, and peace. Your breath holds a secret message that can change everything about how you fall. without changing anything. Notice how you're breathing. Is your breath quick and shallow, staying mostly in your chest? Or is it slow and deep, moving down into your belly? Your breath tells your nervous system whether you're safe or in danger. When you breathe shallow and fast, your body thinks something threatening is happening. When you breathe slow and deep, your body gets the message that it's safe to relax. This connection between breath and safety runs deeper than most people realize. Your nervous system has two main parts. One part keeps you alert and ready for action. The other part helps you rest and heal. Shallow breathing keeps the alert part active. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles stay tight. Your mind stays busy. This is why you can lie in bed feeling tired, but unable to actually fall asleep. Take a moment to observe your breathing pattern without trying to change it. Notice if your chest moves more than your belly. Feel if you're holding your breath at certain points. See if your breathing feels rushed or calm. There's no right or wrong way to breathe in this moment. You're simply gathering information about how your body is feeling right now. Your breath acts like a direct phone line to your nervous system. Deep, slow breaths send a clear signal that everything is okay. This message travels to your brain and tells it to slow your heart rate. Your blood pressure drops. Your muscles begin to soften. These changes create the perfect conditions for sleep to arrive naturally. Now, let your attention move through your body and notice where attention lives. Check your shoulders. Are they pulled up toward your ears? Feel your jaw. Are you clenching it without realizing? Notice your belly. Is it tight and held or soft and relaxed? Your breath can help release tension from each of these places. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose and let it fill your belly first. Feel your bottom hand rise as your abdomen expands. Let your chest hand move just a little. Now breathe out slowly through your mouth, letting your belly fall gently. This is called belly breathing, and it signals safety to your whole system. As you continue breathing this way, you create an inner refuge of calm. Each slow breath tells your body that it's safe to let go. Your heart rate naturally slows down. Stress hormones like cortisol begin to decrease. Your body starts releasing melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. This happens automatically when you breathe in a way that signals peace. The physical sensation of true relaxation feels like warmth spreading through your body. Your muscles become soft and heavy. Your breathing becomes effortless. There's a sense of sinking down into comfort and safety. Your body remembers how to rest when you give it these gentle signals through your breath. This conscious breathing builds trust between you and your body. You realize you have the power to create calm whenever you need it. You don't have to wait for perfect conditions to feel peaceful. Your breath is always available to help you find this inner refuge. This trust in your body's wisdom prepares you for letting go in deeper ways. Each time you use your breath to create calm, you practice a small act of surrender. You stop trying to force sleep and instead invite it gently. You stop fighting with your busy mind and instead give your nervous system what it needs to naturally shift toward rest. Your breath becomes a bridge between the part of you that wants to control everything and the part that knows how to trust. This simple practice of conscious breathing connects you to something larger than your individual effort. When you breathe with awareness, you tap into your body's natural wisdom. You remember that relaxation and peace are not things you have to create from scratch. They are already within you, waiting to be revealed when you create the right conditions. Your breath is preparing you now to trust in an even deeper way. Beyond trusting your body's ability to relax, you can learn to trust the gentle current of wisdom that flows through all of life. There's a gentle current of wisdom that flows through everything, including your life. Think of a river for a moment. The water doesn't struggle to find its way downstream. It doesn't worry about the rocks in its path or stress about reaching the ocean. It simply flows, trusting that the current will carry it where it needs to go. Your life has this same kind of current running through it. There's an intelligence at work that's much bigger than your individual mind. Many people feel scared when they first hear about trusting something bigger than themselves. You might wonder if this means giving up your power or becoming helpless. These fears make perfect sense. You've been taught to rely on your own effort and control. The idea of trusting an unseen force can feel risky. What if you trust and nothing happens? What if you let go and everything falls apart? What if you're just fooling yourself into believing something that isn't real? Picture yourself standing by a gentle river on a warm summer day. The water moves steadily but not fast. You can see smooth stones on the bottom. You can hear the soft sound of water flowing over rocks. This river has been flowing for thousands of years without any help from human effort. It knows exactly where to go. It carries leaves and branches along with it, supporting everything that enters its current. Trusting the universe means recognizing that you don't have to figure everything out with your mind alone. It doesn't mean you stop taking action or making decisions. It means you align your actions with a deeper sense of knowing. You still do your part, but you release the pressure to control how everything turns out. You plant the garden, but but you trust the rain and sun to help it grow. This trust feels completely different from giving up or being passive. When you give up, you feel defeated and disconnected. When you trust universal wisdom, you feel supported and connected. You're still actively participating in your life. You're still making choices and taking steps forward. The difference is that you're working with the current instead of fighting against it. Imagine the relief of knowing you don't have to solve every problem with your mind. You don't have to anticipate every possible challenge. You don't have to have the perfect plan for every situation. There's a larger intelligence that sees the whole picture, while you can only see one small piece. This intelligence has been guiding your life in ways you might not even recognize. Think about times when things worked out better than you expected. Remember moments when the right person appeared at the right time. Recall situations where a door closed but a better opportunity opened. These weren't just coincidences. They were examples of universal wisdom working in your life. This same wisdom is available to support your rest and sleep. When you trust this universal flow, your nervous system can finally relax. Your mind doesn't have to stay alert all night, trying to solve problems. Your body doesn't have to hold tension from carrying the weight of everything. You can lie down knowing that the same force that moves the stars and grows the trees is also taking care of you. This universal trust connects directly to trusting yourself. When you trust the universe, you're also trusting your own inner knowing. You're recognizing that the wisdom flowing through everything is also flowing through you. Your intuition becomes clearer. Your inner voice grows stronger. You begin to trust the guidance that comes from within. The third shift you can make is allowing universal wisdom to guide your rest. Instead of forcing sleep to happen, you can invite it gently. Instead of controlling every thought, you can trust that your mind will naturally quiet when you create the right conditions. You become a partner with the natural rhythms of rest and healing. This understanding prepares you for simple techniques that work with your body's wisdom rather than against it. When you approach sleep from a place of trust rather than effort, everything changes about how rest comes to you. Tonight, you'll learn a simple technique that transforms how you meet sleep. Surrender doesn't have to be dramatic or scary. You don't need to throw your hands up and give up on everything that matters to you. Real surrender is gentle and gradual. It's like slowly opening your hand to release something you've been gripping too tightly. The object doesn't disappear. It simply rests in your open palm, where you can still see it and touch it. Many people worry that surrendering means losing themselves or their power. You might think that if you stop controlling everything, chaos will take over. You might fear that relaxing your grip means nothing important will get done. These concerns make sense because you've learned to equate effort with care and control with safety. But true surrender actually gives you more power, not less. When you stop wasting energy fighting against what you can't control, you have more strength for what you actually can influence. Let's start with something small. Bring to mind one tiny worry from today. Maybe it's wondering if you sent that text message. Perhaps it's thinking about what to wear tomorrow. Choose something that feels manageable, not your biggest fear or concern. Hold this worry gently in your awareness. Notice how it feels in your body. Does your chest tighten? Do your shoulders rise? Simply observe without judgment. Now imagine placing this small concern into caring, universal hands. Picture hands that are warm and strong and completely trustworthy. These hands belong to the same wisdom that guides rivers to the ocean and helps flowers know when to bloom. As you place your worry into these hands, say quietly to yourself, I give this to you. I trust you to handle this better than I can, and feel the relief of not having to carry this concern alone. Notice what happens in your body when you release even this small worry. Your shoulders might drop slightly. Your breathing might deepen. There's often a subtle sense of lightness, like setting down a bag you didn't realize was heavy. This physical response shows you that surrender is real and measurable. Your nervous system actually changes when you let go. Practice this with 2 or 3 more small worries. Each time, visualize placing the concern into those caring, universal hands. Each release builds trust for bigger surrenders. You're training your nervous system to remember that letting go feels good. You're showing your body that surrender leads to relief, not danger. The physical sensation of true emotional and mental release feels like exhaling after holding your breath for a long time. There's a softness that spreads through your chest. Your jaw unclenches. Your belly relaxes. Some people feel a gentle warmth. Others notice a sense of spaciousness, like their body has more room inside. These sensations tell you that healing is happening. Create an inner sanctuary of peace and safety in your mind. Picture a place where you feel completely protected and calm. This might be a cozy room with soft blankets. It could be a peaceful garden with gentle sunlight. Maybe it's lying in a hammock under stars. Make this place as real as possible in your imagination. Feel the textures. Notice the colors. Hear the sounds. This sanctuary exists within you always. You can return here whenever you need to remember that you are safe. As you practice surrender from this inner sanctuary, something beautiful happens. You discover that letting go doesn't make Surrender leads to deeper self-trust because you prove to yourself that you can handle uncertainty. Each time you let go and discover that you're still okay, your confidence grows. You learn that you don't need to have everything figured out to be safe and loved. This trust in your ability to navigate life's mysteries becomes a foundation for both peaceful sleep and confident living. This practice creates lasting changes that extend far beyond bedtime. The peace you cultivate through surrender ripples into every area of your life. When you sleep from a place of trust, something magical happens to your whole being. Your body doesn't just rest, it actually heals. Your mind doesn't just stop thinking, it processes and clears emotional energy that you've been carrying. Your spirit doesn't just pause, it connects with a deeper wisdom that flows through everything. This kind of sleep transforms you at every level. Most people know two types of sleep. There's the sleep that comes from pure exhaustion. You collapse into bed because your body simply can't stay awake anymore. You might sleep for 8 hours, but you wake up feeling heavy and tired. Then there's the sleep that comes from surrender and trust. You rest because you feel safe to let go. You sleep deeply and wake up feeling refreshed and clear. The difference between these two types of sleep changes everything about how you feel and function. What most people miss is that sleep has a much deeper purpose than just physical rest. Yes, your body repairs muscles and organs while you sleep, but something more important happens during truly restful sleep. Your nervous system resets itself. Stress hormones like cortisol drop to healthy levels. Your brain clears out the mental clutter from the day. Your heart rate settles into its most peaceful rhythm. This creates space for real healing to happen. When you surrender before sleep, you allow for emotional and energetic healing that can't happen any other way. During the day, you collect emotional residue from interactions, challenges, and experiences. If you go to sleep while holding on to this residue, it stays trapped in your system. But when you practice surrender before bed, you create space for this emotional energy to process and release naturally. You wake up feeling lighter because you actually are lighter. There's an important difference between surface rest and truly restorative sleep. Surface rest means your body lies still, but your mind stays partially alert. You might sleep for hours, but never reach the deeper stages where real healing happens. Restorative sleep allows your whole system to drop into profound rest. Your brain waves slow down. Your breathing becomes deep and regular. Your body releases growth hormone that repairs tissues. This is when the real magic of healing occurs. This practice affects your waking hours in ways that might surprise you. When you sleep from trust instead of exhaustion, you wake up with more emotional resilience. Challenges that would normally stress you out feel more manageable. Your patience lasts longer. Your creativity flows more freely. You make decisions from a clearer place. These changes happen because your nervous system has had the chance to truly restore itself overnight. The ripple effects of sleeping with trust versus sleeping with worry extend throughout your entire day. When you go to bed worried, you wake up with that same worried energy. Your body carries tension from the night before. Your mind starts the day already activated and alert. When you go to bed in surrender and trust, you wake up feeling peaceful and grounded. This peaceful energy influences every interaction and decision throughout your day. Sleep becomes active healing rather than passive rest when you approach it with conscious surrender. Your body doesn't just stop moving, it actively repairs cells and balances hormones. Your mind doesn't just stop thinking, it actively processes emotions and consolidates positive memories. Your spirit doesn't just rest, it actively connects with the wisdom and peace that are always available to you. The quality of your sleep directly connects to the quality of your self-trust and life navigation. When you sleep well from a place of surrender, you prove to yourself that letting go leads to good things. You wake up feeling supported and cared for. This builds confidence in your ability to handle whatever the day brings. You trust yourself more because you've experienced the safety of surrender firsthand. This healing sleep creates a positive cycle of trust and peace that grows stronger over time. Each night of surrendered rest makes the next night easier. Each morning of waking refreshed builds more confidence in the process. You begin to look forward to bedtime as a time of healing rather than dreading it as a time of struggle. This shift in perspective changes not just your sleep, but your whole relationship with rest and trust. This practice doesn't just change your sleep, it changes how you move through your days. When you wake up from surrendered rest, you carry that sense of trust with you. Your body remembers the feeling of being supported. Your mind recalls the peace of letting go. This memory becomes a resource you can tap into whenever life feels overwhelming or uncertain. Here's something beautiful that happens when you practice nighttime surrender regularly. You gain strength through letting go. This might seem backwards at first. Most people think holding on tight makes them stronger, but the opposite is true. When you release the need to control everything, you free up enormous amounts of energy. That energy becomes available for creativity, joy, and responding to life with wisdom rather than fear. This new relationship with trust shows up in everyday moments in ways that might surprise you. When your boss gives you unexpected criticism, you feel the the initial sting, but don't carry it on for hours. When your plans fall through, you feel disappointed, but also curious about what might unfold instead. When someone you love is going through a hard time, you offer support without trying to fix everything for them. These responses come naturally when you've practiced surrender in your sleep. There's a direct connection between sleeping peacefully and handling uncertainty during your waking hours. When you rest deeply, your nervous system learns that it's safe to not know what comes next. This training carries over into your daily life. Uncertainty starts feeling less threatening and more like an adventure. You develop confidence in your ability to respond to whatever arises, even when you can't predict or control what that might be. Your self-trust grows stronger when you practice universal trust, because you prove to yourself that letting go leads to good outcomes. Each morning, you wake up refreshed after surrendering your worries. You build evidence that releasing control actually makes life work better. This evidence accumulates over time. Your inner knowing becomes more reliable. You trust your instincts more readily. You make decisions from a deeper place of wisdom. The inner refuge you create through this practice becomes accessible anytime, anywhere. In the middle of a stressful meeting, you can take 3 conscious breaths and connect with that sanctuary of peace within you. While waiting for medical test results, you can place your hand on your heart and remember the feeling of being held by universal wisdom. During an argument with someone you love, you can pause and access that place of trust and calm inside yourself. Living with less resistance and more flow becomes your new normal. Instead of fighting against traffic, you use the time to breathe and reflect. Instead of getting frustrated when technology doesn't work, you see it as a chance to slow down. Instead of worrying about things outside your control, you focus your energy on what you can actually influence. Life starts feeling easier, not because it becomes easier, but because you learn to move with it rather than against it. Better sleep creates better decision making and emotional balance in ways that ripple through every area of your life. When you're well rested from surrendered sleep, you think more clearly. Your emotions feel more manageable. You respond to challenges with patience rather than reactivity. You see options and possibilities that stress and exhaustion would hide from you. Your relationships improve because you show up as your most balanced self. This practice builds a foundation of inner resilience that supports you through all of life's ups and downs. You develop what feels like an unshakable core of peace. External circumstances still affect you, but they don't knock you off balance the way they used to. You feel sad of trust and calm. The ultimate gift of this practice is knowing deep in your bones that you can handle whatever comes your way. This knowing doesn't come from your mind, analyzing and preparing for every possibility. It comes from your whole being, remembering that you are supported, that you have inner wisdom to guide you, and that surrender leads to strength rather than weakness. You've traveled from a place of overwhelm and racing thoughts to peaceful confidence and trust. This journey continues each night as you practice surrendering into sleep, and each morning as you wake up refreshed and ready to meet your life with openness and grace. Tonight, as you close your eyes, remember that you are held by something far greater than your worries. You don't have to carry everything alone. The same wisdom that guides the stars also guides your rest. Let yourself sink into this knowing. Practice this gentle surrender each night. Each time you release control and trust, you build stronger inner peace. Your nervous system learns that letting go leads to safety and healing. This creates a lasting inner refuge you